Hello viewer, thank you for watching and welcome to my prediction a few races into Season 6. I'd like to say that this is now an easier job, we've seen the first races, but oh my, if you've been following you'll understand that I feel less confident now that I've watched some of the races. It seems that consistency is hard to come by in many of the teams, drivers in particular, and that the new boys, who maybe you might have discredited at the start, have come out fast, very fast, and have really put their own stamp on the Formula E scene. To move on straight to the predictions, I'm going to put at 8th place this year, Andre Lotterer. A great driver, yet to get a win in Formula E in the few seasons he's been here. Last year brought home the manufacturers championship, coming 8th. I back him probably to get a win this year, but I just don't see him kicking on too much further up the field, so I kind of predict him to stay at the same place in the pack because it's just got so much tougher, but it's clear that he's a very good driver. I do honestly believe though that he's going to add to his 5 podiums in 29 something races. Number 7 is something that I have fought with my inner self over for the entire duration, although ever since I've decided to make this video. Vergne is a class driver. His ratio of podiums to races is probably top tier, one of first or second most in the competition. Unfortunately, his start to the season has not been as productive as he would have liked. Of course, picking up his first points of the season in Mexico last week. I fully back him and the Nissan team to put a really good showing on the back half, and once again a volatile racer who I believe could finish anywhere inside the top 8. I'm putting him at 7th for now, unless they find some consistency and his luck, in all honesty, changes. It's gonna be hard for him to become anywhere prolific until they sort out these little problems they seem to be having. Maybe shockingly to a few, the current number 1, Mitch Evans, I'm now putting it number 6. Do not for a moment think that I've put him here because I don't think that he deserves to finish much higher, and he definitely could. Consistency in getting points has been what's put him at the top, and that race in Mexico has shown just how class he is. However, unfortunately, I believe the drive he's in, even though I'm a Jaguar fanboy, personally at heart I love the team, I don't think that that car is ready yet to go the entire stretch of the season competing with the likes of, well, maybe even BMW now, but the likes of DS and Nissan. I just think they won't be able to give him that pedestal to go on, and I believe we'll see some great drives from him because I know that he is quite a cool head who's not scared to race hard when he wants to, but I think he needs to move to really progress. But he's a class driver, and wish him the best of the luck for the rest of the season. 5th place is another driver not in the top 9 positions on your screen, but how could you exclude the Frenchman? DS Techeetah and Jean Vergne are heavyweights of the Formula E world. Last year, becoming the first ever driver to win back-to-back Formula E championships. There's no arguing that this powertrain is still going to be up there with one of the best, so there's any chance that if he can string together some of his old form, he's going to be able to fight the rest of the pack. But from what we've seen so far, I struggle to put him much higher than 5th, which is not to say that he will not have a few stunning drives in him, and he will not be one of the ones pushing right at the end for those top places. Fourth place is current 6th place sitter Sam Bird, and anyone from here and above, do not come at me again. Any of them could finish first. I'm just putting him a little bit further back because he's really had some patchy form, and the thing about form is it can turn around. Let's not forget, last week he was second, climbing from his 6th position start before unfortunately crashing with Antonio Felix da Costa right on those little marble bits. Gotta feel distraught for the guy, but my gosh, he's shown how good of a driver he is, and that Envision Vergne drivetrain underneath him is really capable of putting those guys into some great positions. For race 4, you really felt like it was him in the driving seats, and that he's kind of not fumbled it, but last weekend was an opportunity to really take first in the Formula E season and maybe push on from there. So it's a shame that he's kind of derailed a little bit of momentum, and it seems to be petering out from where it was starting at the beginning of the season. But I fully back him to push the rest of the pack well on into the rest of the series. Now, in his 2nd season in Formula E, racing of course with HWA Race Lab last year and racing the Silver Arrow, Mercedes team this year, Stoffel van Dorn kicks off our podium finishes, and I think the Belgian has shown why I've put him so high. I'd go as far as to say, if that someone was forcing me, twisted arm, to make a prediction for who would win next season, I think we'd be looking at this guy. It's got to be the most likely contender, which is why I've had to put him at 3rd place this year, and he's already shown why he deserves that sort of backing. Maybe whilst he doesn't always win with that flair, his success demonstrates how actually staying on the road, not making mistakes, and with a clean nose can make a massive difference at the checkered flag, and especially in the championship it's really starting to pay off for him. Partnered with the reigning champion, I actually back da Costa to finish above the Frenchman this season. Da Costa's been here for so long now in the sport, 5 seasons, moving over from the BMW American outfit last season. He's only ever seemed to periodically push title contenders, push the front runners, and it never seems to really to stick. But I'm backing him this year. From the first few races, he still looks up for the fight, and he looks hungrier than ever. I've watched a few interviews, and I'm starting to get a real sense that this guy is ready to take himself up a few notches. He knows this is his chance, really, to go and get it. I think this is by far my most controversial shout, because him being here so long, you would have expected that if he was going to push this far for a championship, that it may probably have happened by now. But I just believe that being with a title winning team, they're going to be able to give him the support that he needs, and maybe to cool him off, and hopefully he's going to use his experience, whereas maybe the drivers around him maybe lack it, and I really do believe that he can get quite high up the leadership. Finally, and oh boy did I save my most controversial positioning for last, I've put a driver who's not won before this season to win the season, and I've got a feeling I might be panned for this entirely. After winning round 2, I think not only just me, but for a lot of people, we started to realise just how good this guy is. He got his podium for the BMW team in its first season fully involved in the Formula E, and now that the American based team is in its 2nd year, their age is really starting to show, and Sims seems to be doing really well, is learning as they learn, adapting really quick and being really open to embracing the format and using it in their own advantage. A key demonstrator of this is the fact that they've pole positioned 3 times in a row at the start of the season, showing that he has proper speed. Sims has appeared to back himself in many of the interviews, especially on the YouTube channel of the Formula ABBE, saying that he would love to win in London on the final weekend, and that he just wants to make sure that he keeps on pushing with the rest of the pack. Really strong mental attitude being shown from the fella. Personally, he's also very vocal about being a supporter of the EV movement, which I think is pretty awesome, and he talks a lot about that correlation between the new stuff which they're learning and really pushing forward in advancement through this sport, and how it's actually making its way into making EVs more competitive in the everyday commercial use. And that's my top 8 for the season 6. I think that if anything, I need to stress again that this should all be taken with a pinch of salt. I do not expect in any way, shape or form for this to be how the final 8 finishes, and I actually think that I will not get 1 or 2 positions right. It's so crazily difficult this year, and that's why I waited 3 races to try to 3 or 4 rounds to try to make this prediction, and why I'm still so astounded with the fact that it hasn't helped me at all. It's going to be so difficult. I was maybe going to talk about some of the emissions that I left, especially the fact that I've not put any Audi members up near the top, despite the fact that they've always been really strong outfit. But I think I've droned on a little bit too much, and I'm going to try to keep this pretty short and concise for you guys, but I hope you really enjoy it. I hope you're looking forward to the winners and losers episode, which will come out after Marrakesh next week, and I hope you're having a great week. Cheers for listening.